Industry experts will tell you that cutting is the most spectacular and challenging performance horse sport outside of racing. The annual NCHA Futurity is the jewel in the crown of the sport in Australia, and over 13 days, competitors from New Zealand, New Caledonia, the United States, Canada and Australia will compete for more than $700,000 in prize money. On Fox Sports, welcome to highlights of the 2014 Classic from the Australian Equine and Livestock Event Centre in Tamworth. This is the 41st annual NCHA IMAX Gold Tamarang Futurity. Our coverage supported by Bayer IMAX Gold and Tamarang, in association with Destination New South Wales, John Deere and Jack Daniels. Hi, great to have your company on Fox Sports around Australia, and a very warm welcome to Tamworth, Australia's country music capital. Our exclusive coverage coming your way of the IMAX Gold Tamarang Futurity, an outstanding array of horses and riders you're going to see in the next hour on Australia's Sports Leader. The man at the helm of the championship is Greg Sinclair, the General Manager of the NCHA. It's been conducted over a fortnight. It all culminates here this afternoon. Has the event exceeded your expectations?
David, absolutely exceeded expectations. Been a wonderful 2 weeks. Tamworth has put on perfect weather for us. Great cattle, great competition, great surface. It's been a good 2 weeks.
Huge amount of prize money on offer. It never ceases to amaze me, to be quite honest, the magnitude of this industry.
I know, over $700,000 in prize money and trophies. Absolutely incredible. Terrific.
A massive logistical undertaking for you and your staff?
Yeah, behind the scenes there's a lot go on. There's over 6,000 cattle that we have to bring in and out, ship in and out over a 2 week period. We've got some great relationships with our cattle producers. We pull them from around 200 kilometres in this area, so great help to them. And
of course, karting a truly global sport. A lot of spectators here from all over the world.
Certainly, you know, where it originated back in the States, but we do have people from all over the place. Met a nice lady from Germany, a family over from New Caledonia that have been competing, so it certainly is international sport.
Thanks for joining us and well done.
Good on you, David. Thank you.
There he is, Greg Sinclair, the General Manager of the NCHA. Well, if you've not seen karting horses in action before, I can assure you, you're in for something very special over the next hour on Fox Sports. And as you're about to see, it's a sport steeped in tradition. The origins of cutting can be traced back to 1898, when the first recognised fixture was staged at an event known as the Cowboys Reunion in Texas. Today, in 22 nations, some $42 million in total is distributed in prize money in this fledgling sport, the majority of which is paid out in America and Australia. Stallions are valued, in some cases, in the millions, and the cutting horses are treated as athletes, whilst their riders, in many cases, are professional sports people making a very comfortable living. The horses are trained in incredible facilities, and a fortune is invested in breeding, nurturing and care. Some people believe cutting is the most prestigious equine discipline the world over. In a cutting horse contest, the horse and rider have just 2.5 minutes to work 2 or 3 beasts and keep them from returning to the herder. Once split from the other cattle, the selected cow is worked by the horse. The rider is compelled to place his or her hand on the horse's neck. The contest is judged by 1, 2 or 3 adjudicators, each responsible for offering a score between 60 and 80 based on the rider's cuts and the horse's ability to control the cow. It is estimated that the annual NCHA Futurity generates more than 3,000 visitors to Australia's country music capital, injecting more than $4 million into the New South Wales economy. More than 500 competitors take part in the pinnacle of the sport in Australia. Good to have your company on Fox Sports around Australia as we get set to embark on our coverage of the 2014 NCHA Futurity. First out, it is Lieutenant Dan, to be ridden by Grant Quigley, and earlier Fiona Tranter spoke with him.
Grant Quigley here in Tamworth, so local advantage. Does that help you?
Yeah, it's been really good. We drive in every day and it's good. We don't have to stay in here. We can go home to bed every night and get up, have breakfast and come to the show.
Excellent. And the pressure involved in this event, how do you go about handling that?
I'll try not to worry about it. I just try to go show a horse like it's any other show, and whatever happens is going to happen. So that's the way I look at it.
Yes, thanks to Fiona Tranter, chatting earlier with Grant Quigley. Joining me in commentary for the Bayer IMAX Gold Tamarang Futurity, cutting experts Jackson Gray and Mark Heath. Firstly, Mark, good to have you with us.
Yeah, thanks. We got Grant Quigley here on this bay gelding by Zach T. Wood out of GI Jane. It's made a good first start, good cut. Cow's starting to look in a good spot in the centre of the pen here.
Yeah, it's a good gelding. He's plenty strong. Grant does a really good job. Got plenty of reins pitched out. He's got off clean there. The cow probably didn't give him enough challenge that he needed, but he'll be going to look to do a little bit more on the second cow.
As explained in our colour story at the top of today's program, Ryder has 2.5 minutes to get through the process, if you like. And in a perfect world, what's the optimum amount of cows to cut within that time frame of 2.5 minutes?
Your judge's requirement's probably to get 2 cows cut, but I like to see it personally, and probably the judges would like to see it too, is to get 3 cows cut and do it as cleanly as possible so they can really show what you're doing as far as a showman.
Now, Jackson, the rider has obviously dropped his hands. He's got one on the saddle, one on the horse's neck.
Yeah, he needs that to stay in the saddle. This is a good cow. He's staying in the centre of the pen. This horse moves well. He's gotten off clean, and that's picked his run up there. That's definitely improved his score, and he'll be looking to finish up now a bit stronger on the third cow.
When you say it's a good cow, for the benefit of people watching that haven't seen cutting before, what constitutes a good cow?
Well, a cow that wants to work to the centre of the pen, that wants to provide challenge, but not too much challenge, because of course there's major penalty points for losing a cow, even getting out of position and having misses. So you want to control your cow in the centre of the pen.
We really want to see this horse do some good stuff. So anything of that cow is going to run and hit that stop for that horse and make that horse look at that cow and show a lot of expression. So these judges will like to see it. So that's what we're after in, as far as to try and see what these horses can do.
Okay, so that's the end of Grant Quigley and Lieutenant Dan, 144.00.
Yeah.
And now we advance as our highlights package continues. CTK Malaki Ray, next up, being ridden by Amelia Tonkin.
Now, Amelia's got 3 horses in the final here today, and her first horse is by Ray Dool. It's Ray Dool's first crop to come to the Futurity, and there's 3 Ray Dools in the final. So she's done a great job, and the sire's done well too.
Yeah, definitely. I think this mare's a really nice little mare. We got to see it in the go-rounds. I think she showed in the non-pro with this horse as well. So it's also good to see these non-pros turning up in these open events.
Well, definitely Amelia. She's a big-time non-pro cutter, but she tries her hand in the open and does well too. She's won just shy of $150,000.
Yeah, very successful in the open events as well, like Jackson just said. She's just stepping up here. I think she's got a little bit of traffic in here with these cows, but I think she'll get out of it hopefully quite cleanly. Yep, which is nice here.
How important, can I use the expression support team out there and the role they play?
Well,
yeah.
Of course, we use help team, but they are very important. Your corner people, they obviously there to help pick your cows and guide you through the run, but your turn back men to clean up cattle and keep your cow moving, they're imperative. They control the tempo of your run nearly.
Amelia started a good run here. She's got a nice little cow, and this horse really likes to show his expression on this cow.
It's a good mover too. She tagged off cleanly there. That's a good start. She'll be looking to do a little bit more, but these cows will provide plenty of challenge. They came into the pen a little bit stirry. John Mitchell, who's in Amelia's corner, he settled them. He did a really good job because they were a tricky set. She's coming through the herd pretty strong. She wants to finish up. We'll get a second cow and, make a little bit more out of this run.
Definitely trying to construct a run here, and I think she's got some really good help here trying to pick her cows out for her. Same again, a little bit of traffic here just to try and get this cow cut, but now she's out and clean.
And this is being good. This cow is taking her to a stop. This horse is trained very orthodox. It moves well, and she's able to ride it strong because of how trained she's got it. While this horse knows its job, it allows her to guide it, and that's very important in modern competition.
She'll be looking for a spot to get off here as she goes, and trying to finish off a run. I think she's got a little bit of time, not much time on the clock, so she'll be trying to get in here and finish off a run so she can put a decent score up on the board.
Yeah, it was a little bit frightening there. Some cows came out, but it was clean. She straight away got a hand down on this third cow. She's having a good run. She'll definitely pick up a good check with that run. I'll be interested to see what the judges do.
So the end of that run. And Amelia's score, 144.00. Will she be happy with that?
Yeah, I think for what that run was, I think, second out, she would have liked to probably stepped up a little bit more, but with that horse, I think she'll be happy with the check she'll take home.
Now, Corey Holden on Erin Jessie Ray.
This horse is owned by the Erin Park Stud, and they've been long-time supporters of the NCHA. They're from Whittlesea in Victoria, the Cohen family. Corey trains their horses. He brings futurity horses for them to this show every year. This horse is by the number 2 all-time leading sire, Dulray, and out of a good mare too.
Yeah, Corey's won over about $70,000 here in Australia, and very successful showman. Comes here every year, shows really good horses, very well-trained horses.
You were saying before we came on air today, gentlemen, the average cutting horse has a 2-year training preparation before it's ready for competition. That's amazing.
Yeah, exactly, and to keep them physically up to it, it's a task. These horses are athletes. They're treated like athletes. It's very hard to find another equine discipline where the horses are cared for like these, and he's starting a good run here. This horse is quick-footed, it's light, it's up into its cow, and Corey can get a lot of expression out of his horses.
Yeah, I think the judges really like to see a horse and rider combination, really trying to take a hold of a cow and make sure they control that cow right in that middle third of the pen. They've sort of shown it throughout the week that that's what they like to see, and Corey's getting it done here.
He sort of floated a little bit out to the side of the pen there. That you really couldn't get credit for controlling his cow. He needs to do a fair bit more here on his second and third cow to challenge the first 2 runs. He's always good and smooth there, coming through the herd. He'd have his help team putting him on the next cow.
Yeah, stepping up through here. I think he's definitely got a good clean cut there. Got his hand down nice and quickly. Like I say, came in that middle third of the pen. Got a little bit slow out of that turn there, I thought, Jackson.
Yeah, this particular horse probably at this stage doesn't quite have the strength of the first 2 horses we've seen, but there's a lot of cow there and a lot of try. It's going to be a really good horse, but it's not having its best day today. This cow's really making it sort of get up and run, and he's tagged off there. There was nothing wrong with what just transpired, but the cow was kind of working him. He wasn't really working the cow.
Yeah, these cows really, if you give them an inch, they really like to take a lot of room off you and really challenge you a little bit harder, I think, once you get a little bit out of the pocket.
Good clean cut there at the end. Yeah, that's a clean run. I don't think it'll challenge the other 2, but it was a good clean run.
Waiting for the score, 141. Erin Jessie Ray and Corey Holden not quite up to expectation, you would imagine. And now the return of Amelia Tonkin on CTK Wizard as the NCHA Futurity from Tamworth continues.
This is a pretty interesting, an interesting entry. This horse is, of course, by the Great Acres Destiny, but out of a stock horse mare, and it's the second year in a row there's been a half stock horse make the Futurity final. Last year it was EB's Bam Batsy, and it placed up well. This horse is owned by Amelia's parents, Campbell and Carrie Ann Tonkin, and it's a black stud. It's been a good horse for her too, and originally when she first started training it, I remember her telling me back earlier in the year she wasn't incredibly fond of it from the start, but it just came on, and gee, that's a good cut there right off the bat, a great cut.
Yeah, really good clean cut, and it's good to see some outside blood coming into the cutting horse industry.
Well, it does. It keeps the gene pool a bit wider, and this horse has been good. It's got a lot of reach on a cow. It's a pretty hot little colt. Like, he's fairly feely and touchy, so she's got to be careful where she, how much pressure she applies to it. But
it's good first cow. Jackson got control of that cow really well, and good clean quit right in the middle of the pen.
That's what we like to see.
Most cutting horses emanate from quarter horse origins.
Yes, definitely from the American quarter horse, and yeah, every now and then you'll get a little bit of different blood. Obviously, with Amelia's family being strong camp drafters before they came cutting, they brought a little bit of stock horse blood here and with this horse, and it's working well.
Really nice cut again. Just it got a little bit out there, but I think it won't hurt her that bad. She's definitely controlling the cows, and really every bit of work she's done has been in this middle third of the pen, which is, I think, is a really good thing, and that's what the judges are really trying to look for.
The judges will mark that as soon as you get a little bit out of sync or out of rhythm with your cow, they'll take you out of the competition, particularly in this final. They need to be pretty strict.
She'll be looking to finish up a run here on a third cow. She's got some really good help. Amelia's always got good help. She's got Johnny Mitchell over from the States every year that comes out to train and ride a few, and yeah, very good help.
Another good cut. She's really challenging here. As far as I'm concerned, this run here looks like it'll go to the lead.
Just got to finish off a run here, and I think she's doing a great job. Everything's been in that middle third of the pen, and the judges up in that cow. The judges are really liking to see that.
No, she's put it together well. That's a great job, Amelia. She'd be very proud of that. She works very, very hard. Wonder what the judges will do.
Their crowd reacting accordingly too here in the arena. 147, the score for Amelia. Action continuing from Tamworth. GB Mrs. Gump and Todd Graham. Of course, Todd, synonymous in the cutting horse industry and has won plenty of prize money over the years.
Yeah, this is horse GB's Mrs. Gump. This is one of the first horses in the final by Hard Hat Henry. There's two of them in this event, and ridden by Todd Graham. Todd Graham is probably one of our premier riders that we've had in the industry, who's won over $1.6 million.
Yeah, Todd's from up in southeast Queensland at Oakey. The owner of this horse, David Kennedy, he's a relative newcomer to the sport. He's a rookie competitor, and I'm pretty sure this is his first futurity horse, so he'd be stoked to have it in the final here. Just looking to cut something here up on top. It probably does not look like it's going to be a credit-earning cut. The cow's really taken a hold, you know, and made it a little bit difficult right off the bat, but
definitely settling back in here.
Yeah, no, he's recovered well, and that's something this guy can do. He's a very, very cool hand when he shows. This is a tough cow, very tough for a young horse to read a cow when it's wafting away like that. It's not taking control.
So probably not the ideal first cow, how it wasn't really looking to take that horse on closer to the herd. But Todd will definitely have his help team in there trying to find another better cow.
People watching our coverage around Australia would have done a triple take when they heard you say that Todd has won $1.6 million in prize money. Well, that explains why he always looks so happy.
Yeah, well, he is the top money earner. I think that the second guy's only just crossed $1 million the other year, so this guy's been doing it a long time, and he's won the futurity 4 times, and you know he's challenging here again. This is a really nice mare, very strong, moves good. Another good quit in the centre of the pen. That horse wanted to take a hold of that cow, still a little bit too strong, and it's not really a problem, but yeah, it just shows how keen this horse is to work a cow.
Yeah, Todd definitely one of our better riders here, and every time he comes, it always brings a good team of horses. This year's no exception. Won 2 events prior to this, which is the Open Derby and the Open Classic. So he's here. I think he wants to try and take all 3 out if he can.
Yeah, he's on fire. It's been his week. He's taken a fair few cattle here. This is a good cut again. He's constructed a really good cut.
Very clean. Really good to see. This mare's really taken a hold of the cow now, and I think she really wants to be there in that pen and try and win some money for him.
Yeah, she's really nice, really strong, angled up to that cow, and he can really ask her to get across that cow. It's good to watch, and it's easy to score when you're a judge. It's a good run. He had a little bit of a rough first cut. It'll be interesting to see what they do.
Waiting for the score. Todd Graham, 141.
Yeah, it definitely looks like that. The first cow cost him a little bit there.
And here's another rider synonymous with this sport, former winner of the Futurity Final, Jason Leach on One Time Melody.
Yeah, Jason Leach brings a horse in here by One Time Pepto out of Oaks Unchained Melody. Always brings a really good team down to the Futurity this year. Probably looking to take it out again.
This guy is a great horseman as well as a great horse trainer. We said he's won it 2 years before. This horse is out of a great mare owned by Alan and Helen Hunter. They'd be sitting there in the front row very keenly watching their mare. She was good through the go-rounds. Perhaps I remember watching his second go, he was a little bit conservative. This cut's not transpiring the way he'd like, but if he can get cut clean, he's a chance of winning on this horse. This is a great horse.
Yeah, he's clean now. He's out. His help team will try and get it set it up for him again. Really nice little horse. Really likes to go and grab a stop, which I really like to see, and I'm pretty sure the judges will too.
And she's bright about that cow. You can see her ears are always pricked. Wow, she is a really nice mare. But like you said, can grab a stop. While she's got a delicacy about the way she works the cow, she can be strong too.
Really likes to draw that cow into her, which I really like to see, and that's what that eye appeal that you're talking about. Definitely a good cow, good first cow, and hopefully his help team will pick out a good second and third.
Yeah, his help team, of course, consists of his wife, Rachel, and Corey Holden as well, picking his cows for him. Yeah, he just needs to get cut a little bit better on this second cow to finish up. That's what might have cost him, and the judges here, they will really take you out of the comp if you don't cut cleanly. So that's what he'll be looking to do here. It nearly looked like he was going to cut that cow in the lead then, but then he went to the back of his flow. That's a clean cut again. It's not credit earning, but it's okay. Wow, this horse looks like just like its mum, doesn't it, Mark?
Very much so. It's good to see the breeding of these horses come through. I like this horse, just probably not as confident on this second cow. It's a bit more challenging, but I think she'll definitely try everything she can to get up in that money.
Yeah, this mare's going to win some big checks for these guys somewhere down the track in the next couple of years, or even this year. She's a cracker. This cow's a little tough, leaning on him. He gets off clean. He'll be looking to get cut in his third cow really quick. See him jogging back to the herd.
Yeah, really wants to finish off strongly, and it's probably a good advantage to him if he can get this good third cow cut clean, which he does. Throws his hand down, says it's up to you, horse.
That's right, and it is up to the horse. They're trained to do it. They've had a lot of time in the training pen.
Crowd enjoying that one. So waiting for the score as our coverage continues. One-time Melody and Jason Leach, 141 yet again.
Yes, it definitely cost him with his cuts.
Coverage now continuing. High on Terps next up, and Jason Leach, he's back again.
Yeah, Jason, sometimes you just got to get out of the saddle and back in another one. This is Jason Leach. He's just bringing in this horse here. This one's High on Terps. It's by a high drive cat out of Turpentine Acres. This horse went through to the go-rounds and wasn't quite up to it till the second go-round, where she scored 147 and just snuck through into the wildcard final.
Yeah, she actually was equal first in the wildcard with Matt Barber, and yeah, no, it's a tricky way to get in to the final, but she's there, and she looks good here. That was a good cut. We're in the centre of the pen, exactly where we want to be. She's really strong, this mare. He's got her angled up to that cow. He can afford to really push her around with his feet.
Yeah, this mare, she really likes to stay connected to this cow, and I think the judges are looking for that. She's really looking for this cow. This cow's a really good first cow, really faced up here, which is really good to see.
Yeah, our judges, of course, this year are two Australian judges that are based in the US, Tom McTaggart and David Costello. Yeah, they definitely want to see a horse that is really tied to that cow. Jason's horses are certainly that. They're very bright. He doesn't take any of their natural cow away from them when he trains them, but he still gets them very orthodox and very patterned.
Yeah, he had a good first cut, and I think he's looking for a good second cut here. Really neat, really clean, no fuss, getting it done here.
Gets his hand down smooth. This horse has a little bit of a stumble to get back to that cow, but just go and grab that stop nice and strong.
Definitely gave it up quick enough, and I think the horse is working to its full potential here. Very good horse.
Yeah, he's putting it on, and that's a good clean cut. He's got plenty of time left, but he's already done a lot too, so he's challenging here. This is the real deal.
Yeah, definitely going to keep stepping on here so he can try and get this third cow so he can finish off his run to be what we hope to be a really good quality run.
Yeah, I mean, Jason, he's been here before. He's been here and won it twice. He'd love to be competitive and be up there again. That's a good cut. You can see he's very dialed into his cow. This is a man that he's a great horse trainer and a great horseman, but he's a great cattleman too. He knows about his cattle. This run's coming together really nicely, Mark.
Yeah, quality run, really good mare, really well shown, and I think he'd be happy with this when he finishes it out here.
Looking like it might be the benchmark as we get to the back end. Crowd loving it.
Definitely one of the better runs we've seen this tonight. So.
And the score, we wait for 151 for Jason Leach and High on Terps.
Very good score, that. Very good to see.
Yeah, you can see the strength of this horse. It's by High Drive Cat, of course. This is the second crop of High Drives in Australia, and the thing about them is they're strong, mature 3-year-olds, and they can do things physically that maybe some other horses can't.
So a great run there. As our coverage now continues, next up, My Pop's Jewel Ray, to be ridden by Scott Johnson. And a little earlier, Fiona Tranter spoke with him.
Scott, you've had a great week. You've already got some really good places in the limited final. You've got 3 here in tonight's open final. So what's your bets?
Oh, I don't know. I've got a good Flaris filly and a Catalina filly that, you know, it depends on the cows that you get to cut which one's the best on the day. They're both really good fillies.
And you've had a really good year so far. Tell me, you're a world champion bareback rider. How does this industry compare and your profession compare now to the NFR in the States? Like, how do you cope with this pressure-wise?
Oh, well, pressure's, you know, something you put on yourself. If you're competitive, you've got pressure, I suppose, and stuff like that. But there's a lot more work in this than rodeo. We just show up and get on, make one decision. You just got to get on and ride the horse that they give you. The thing where this, you've got the pressure of picking the right cows and, you know, the bit that you decide to use on the day and how hard to ride, all the different, there's so many different aspects of this game compared to what I've done in other sports.
Yeah, this is a really good mare. I remember seeing this mare back earlier in the year at a clinic, and it was trained and solid then, and she is certainly solid. You can see this cow wafts away and then takes a hold of her again, and she does not miss a beat, and she's strong, she moves good. Pretty good start.
Yeah, good to see. Good connection on a cow from that horse. He's going in for his second cow now. Scott Johnson's got another really good help team around him, and they'll have a good cow for him picked out.
Now, Scott already was reserve champion in the limited futurity. That's for trainers of one under 100,000. That was earlier in the week on this particular horse. He's coming up through the herd here strong. This cut's not coming together the way he wanted, but he's still got out relatively clean. He might have got done for a rein maybe in that cut, which of course is a one-pointer, but he's dialed in now. This mare's by EB's Falaris. It's his second crop to come to the futurity. And you had a bit to do with Falaris, Mark.
Yeah, I was fortunate enough to be in the training camp of this mare's father, and what a quality horse he was. He got second in this event in 2009. He also went on to win the Derby the year after, so obviously from a quality family.
You can see the amount of control this man has over his horses. Like he can really use his feet and push them around. That's a good run. He only worked 2 cows, plenty of working time. Very tough, good run.
Yeah, Scotty should be pretty happy with that, I'd say.
So the score, we wait for with no little expectation, and 145.50 for Scott Johnson and My Pop's Jewel Ray. If you've just joined our coverage on Fox Sports around Australia, it's the Bayer IMAX Gold Tamarang Futurity coming to you from Tamworth. And $75,000 to the winner of this final you're currently watching. More than $750,000 prize money total purse for this event over the entire 12 or 13-day period as the action continues now.
Yeah, this is EB's Ironbark and Grant Quigley, Grant's second horse. This horse is out of a mare that won the futurity, EB's Mia CD. And this is a pretty good colt. He's owned by some people that camp draft, and they bought this colt to come to this event and then to breed potential camp draft horses. But he's a cracking cutting horse too.
Yeah, definitely good quality. Out of a great mare, EB's Mia CD, who won the 2008 futurity. Grant's doing a great job here at the futurity. He's got 3 in this, and this is his second horse.
This guy, he gets a real smooth turnaround on his horses. See, they're so soft on their feet. they're free in the front end, and this horse can really reach across a cow. It's a very pretty way of doing its job.
Good start to his run here with the first cow. Definitely showing a lot of expression. That middle third's very important to this cutting, and you're probably looking for a spot to get off here soon.
Yeah, he's done plenty on this cow. That's a great start, and you know he's in a tricky spot. He's getting a bit down deep in the cows. It's trickier to find fresh cattle the further into the herd you are, of course. He had to watch he was the first run, so he had to watch the cattle early, get to know his cows. He's helped Lincoln Virat and Aaron Wheatley. They've had to keep an eye on them all the way through the cutting, and they're finding some good cows.
Mark making the point that it's hard to find fresh cattle once you get deep into the competition. You'll often hear the expression in this sport, Jackson, about settling the herd prior to the commencement of competition. What's that mean exactly?
You know, it means everything. It's everything to the cattle. The cattle, when they come in, hopefully they're good cows, but they need to be able to be settled to that back fence so they don't destroy a run, you know, and they need to work well. He's having a good run here. Again, worked all in the centre third of that pen. And he's just going to march his third cow out, throw his hand down, got a heap of slack in his reins. This horse got its head down low. It can stop. Gee, it's quick-footed, fast-footed, isn't it?
Yeah, really good horse, and it was good to see him throw his hand down like that. It just shows the confidence he's got in his horses when he goes to show.
Okay. And the score for that run, 146 for Grant Quigley.
That'll pick up a big check.
That's the idea. Del Rio Miss Melody is next up. Scott Johnson back on top.
Yeah, pretty good effort by Scott. He's got 3 in this final. He had 4 in the limited final. He's just a worker, this guy. If you send him a horse, it'll get worked every day. It'll get looked after, and he just gets the job done. Yeah, he's just a very, very hard worker. Really never gives an inch, never takes a day off. And this horse here is owned by Colin Morris. Colin Morris has been in the industry a long time.
Yeah, this horse is by Mr. Boomsmill to you out of Tass's Apricot. This is the only Mr. Boomsmill to you to make the final here, and yeah, it's got to be trying to do his best for the owners and for himself to try and make a good run here.
Yeah, that's a good cut, just an average cut to the centre of the pen. This horse is starting to settle a little bit better into this cow. It probably doesn't have not showing the intensity some of the other horses have had, but it moves well and it's damn sure trained again.
Yeah, Scotty definitely puts the work in, and this is not a bad first cow for this horse. It's probably not the kind of the cow you'd be looking for to go and win a cutting, but he'll be definitely trying to take the best check he can get.
Of course, Scott's based out at Dubbo in New South Wales. He's only a couple of hours away from Tamworth, but he spent time in the US working for John Mitchell, and that's where he did his trade, and you can see it, the amount of control and how broke his horses are to him. Just like John gets them like that as well, and that's a good cut there, really clean.
Good to see quality cuts. He gets them that broke where anything he gets done is quite clean and smooth.
It's important. I mean, while you've got to let the horse's sense and natural cow sense flow through, you need to have some sort of control over them, otherwise you're going to get wild, because all you've got are your feet, your hands down. You can't do anything except use your feet.
That's right, and it's putting a really neat little run together with this little horse, and he's definitely trying his best to put a quality run together.
All the riders in this sport talk about the exhilaration of cutting.
Well, it is good fun, and as a competitor, we know what it's like. It's just you're throwing everything away. You're giving it all that responsibility to that horse, and you know, you can only be there for a little bit, and it's pretty much up to that horse from then on in.
You can do all the training in the world sometimes, but you need your horse to step up for the plate to you too. They're a conscious mind, just like you are in the cowies. I think he'll be happy with that.
139.
Yeah, just a little bit under par, but yeah, still a good run.
Okay, on that note, we're going to take a break from Tamworth. Back soon